welcome back to This Day. Joining us now is Molly Lynch, an award-winning choreographer and artistic director with over 35 years of experience creating, producing, and presenting dance. So welcome, Molly. It's so nice to meet you. Tell me a little bit about your background and how you got involved in dance.
Well, my parents started me in ballet lessons when I was young, and it just took. I just loved doing the dancing and the physical activity, and so I continued dancing, and then I went on and danced professionally with the Louisville Ballet. And then later I went back to the university and got my bachelor's degree and my master's degree at UC Irvine. And then I ran a ballet company for 16 years, and then I've been at UC Irvine for the past 18 years teaching.
Wow. How did you know that this could become a career?
Well, I didn't know when I started,
yeah.
But I gradually, as you go and it becomes a passion, and you just want to do more of it and stay involved with it. And I love the process of working with dancers and choreographers. So you just continue down that path.
Tell me, why did you create this event, or how did it all come about?
I actually started something similar when I was with Ballet Pacifica, and it was called the Pacifica Choreographic Project at the time. It was modeled after South Coast Repertory's new scripts readings, where you have the process of reading a play that's not quite complete, and then seeing it and having the audience give feedback. And I thought, how can we do this in dance, where we give a choreographer the studio space and the dancers to work with to be able to develop some new work, and then provide them an opportunity to perform that, whatever they have created, and then give them feedback afterwards. And when I left Ballet Pacifica, a group of community members came to me and said, we'd like to see this continue. How can we produce this independently? And so I started working with the university for studio space and the Irvine Barclay Theater for the theater space, and then a group of community members who helped me raise the money to be able to produce the project.
Wow.
And it's all really about providing choreographers an opportunity to have a studio, have dancers with a non-competitive, non-pressured environment to create something of their choosing. So they select the music, they select the dance style, and then we produce whatever they create over the 3-week period.
Oh, how neat! So interesting, and I bet it must be so rewarding to see like day one and then have it all come together.
Yeah, day one, everybody's shaking hands and just getting to meet each other, because we bring in 4 choreographers from around the country, and they don't necessarily know each other. And we also hire 16 professional ballet dancers from different companies. And they oftentimes don't know each other either. Mm-hmm. And so it's sort of a meet and greet on the first day, and we divide up the teams with the choreographers, and then they start to work. And so they're getting to know each other, and they're starting to be creative and collaborating together, and it's a really interesting process, and it's wonderful to watch how they all become sort of an ensemble and work together and become a community in such a short period of time.
Yeah.
So it's really very rewarding to see the end product.
Yeah, well, when you have that passion together, right, and that desire, that working together, yeah, mm-hmm. I would imagine that's a very bonding experience.
Yeah.
How do you choose your dancers and your choreographers? Like, how do you know who to select or to offer the opportunity to?
Well, the choreographers usually hear about it sort of word of mouth, and they contact me. I have a website, and they'll contact me, and then I'll reach out to choreographers that are interested or that I have been interested in, because I also read articles in the New York Times and magazines and such about choreographers that are developing new work. And so I'll reach out to them and ask them to apply, give them a deadline. They apply with videotapes of a couple of different pieces that they've done. They don't have to submit a proposal for what they want to do during the project. I want them to feel free and open to do whatever strikes them when they get here.
Okay.
So it's not a pre-planned kind of premiere or something like that. And so this year I had about 104 choreographers apply for the 4
wow.
spots. So
Oh,
there's
my
a lot of
goodness.
videos to watch and select from that.
So this is really well known in the dance community then.
Yes, and I think through word of mouth and choreographers hearing about it, either through dancers who've participated or through other choreographers who've participated. And I try to have a variety of choreographers. I look at the kind of style that they have been working in and what I think they might be doing next in their trajectory of their choreography, and try to have a kind of variety so that the audience will also have a variety to see as well. Although I have no idea what they're going to create when they're here.
Right.
And then once I've selected the choreographers, I have dancers also apply, and they submit a video with their dancing in a couple of different styles of works. And I review those videos and select the 16 dancers, 8 men and 8 women, to participate in the project. And I will have about half of the dancers returning from past years and half of them new. So
Okay.
there's a kind of bring along the new group and help each other get acclimated to the process and all of that. But I never have a dancer stay with the project for more than 3 years. It's usually 1 to 2 years.
Okay.
If it all works out. So.
Oh, so interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting. And so you said they can develop whatever type of dance they want.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, is it usually in the ballet genre or?
Yeah, and that's one of my goals, is to try to support ballet choreographers. And so I select ballet dancers, professional ballet dancers from different companies, like Richmond Ballet or in Indianapolis or Ballet Austin. So they come from different companies throughout the United States. So they have a strong ballet background. But the choreographers, I'm interested if they want to work with ballet dancers, but they don't necessarily have to do something that's classical ballet. If they can work with the ballet dancers, it can be barefoot, it can be in socks, it can be in ballet shoes, it can be on point.
Okay.
So it's their choosing in whatever direction that they think that they want to be going in terms of the development of their choreography and their journey in this.
Wonderful. And so tell us about some of the accolades since the inception of NCI.
Well, we've had like over 76 choreographers work with us. Over 169 dancers have worked with us. We've had dancers from like 50 plus companies be participating. I think about half of the pieces that we have developed or started at the choreography project have gone on to be performed with other companies throughout the United States and abroad.
Yeah, that's incredible. That
Yeah.
tells you something right there about
Yeah.
the work that's coming out of this.
Yeah.
That's
and
incredible.
I've also seen some of the choreographers that have worked with us in NCI go on to work with companies that maybe are represented by the dancers that have participated. So there's a lot of networking that happens between the 4 choreographers, but also between the dancers themselves and the dancers and the choreographers and their companies.
Yeah.
So it's been really interesting to see dancers and choreographers that have participated here, and then you'll see the choreographers show up at one of the dancers' companies doing a new piece for Richmond Ballet or something
Yeah.
like that. So it's really a very strong community of dance, ballet dancers and choreographers, and networking together as well.
I imagine this is similar, like in other businesses, there's no better advertising than word of mouth.
Right.
This is kind of the same way. It's like you've worked with somebody and then you're like, hey, you have to meet this person. They were incredible.
Yeah.
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 Oh, that's
We
so
have
neat.
one great story. A choreographer named Ma Kung participated early on in the project, and he did a piece called French Twist, and that piece was picked up by Smuin Ballet in San Francisco. Ma was from Tulsa Ballet. And then 2 of the dancers that participated in that project went back to their home company at Richmond Ballet and said, oh, you really ought to see this guy's choreography. So their director asked Ma to come and choreograph a piece for Richmond Ballet. And then just this last year, Ma has become the new artistic director for Richmond Ballet.
Oh, wow.
So there's just all that interconnection and pieces going on to different companies and dancers connecting and everything that makes me, it wasn't something that I had even thought would happen of this, but it's just how far it's spread and reached out into the dance community.
That's incredible. Tell us about the choreographers that were chosen this year.
We have 4. They range from Charles Askegaard, who had been a principal dancer with San Francisco Ballet and also with New York City Ballet. We have Donna Salgado, who has her own contemporary ballet company in New York City. And we have Daeung Young, who is with Oklahoma City Ballet. She had been a principal dancer there and has been choreographing for that company now for a couple of years. And then we have Charisse Barton, who is more of what I would consider a storyteller in her dance works, and she's from Los Angeles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I will say we have 3 women choreographers and 1 man. I've always tried to have at least 1 woman because the data has shown that there are fewer women choreographers in ballet. And so one of my goals, personal goals, has been to try to help support women choreographers in ballet. So I try to have at least 1 woman, and this year we have 3.
This year they dominated.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here and sharing this with us. This amazing. I can't wait to see it, and I'll give the information here in just a moment about how people can get tickets. But you know, it just sounds like an incredible showcase to see, and so I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
So if you would like to come see the performance, NCI Discovery 2024 will be on Saturday, July 27th at 8 p.m. at Irvine Barclay Theater. Tickets range from $20 to $60, and you can purchase tickets online at thebarclay.org. So stay with us because we will have more of this day coming up right after this.